is 8 o'clock.
If anyone had ever told me a few years ago that we would ever read headlines like these...
I've been kind of shocked by the shift in growth in your sound. Do you think that the fans will adapt quickly in the new direction this band has taken?
I'd like to think that they would. There's definitely been a growth in the band's period since the last record, and it does reflect on the new record, and I hope that the fans will appreciate it.
Certainly has been a long time since your last full-length album. What kind of changes have taken place in the band since the release of Fighting for Volt?
Flunking, lying, fighting.
Well, we've definitely grown as songwriters. We've definitely become road warriors as such. We've been on several tours across the country and then across North America. We've probably done well over 100, 200 shows for Fighting for Voltage, and the 2 remix albums that followed it. So I think that definitely reflects on the group as well.
I've become involved with a company out of Ottawa called C.R. Dean, and they've graciously donated some really nice Les Paul style guitars for touring. I used them on Fighting for Voltage, and I actually used those guitars on this new album too.
There are approximately 400 varieties of barbiturates on the market, and all are highly addictive.
I think the audience is going to find that there's a kind of a level of maturity to your sound. Is this what you want your fans to take away from music and sound, or do you want fans to be able to see this as just another side to the band?
No actual side to the band. It's a circle, and you can't have sides on a circle.
We are taking the band in a new direction, and I think the fans will recognize that.
Now that Galen has been in the band for over a year now, what kind of things has he brought to Less Spine Down?
Drums.
Galen has since added a lot to the group. He's become a very vital member of the team.
He's out of his mind.
Can we turn the click up even louder? Maybe that might be an issue because it starts bleeding like... It's all the way up.
Is it as loud as... Do you feel that having a record label is important in today's musical climate? And how do you guys feel about the perception that the record labels are the enemy?
Gonna be on my side if I let you up?
Sure, Chick, sure. I'm on your side. Just let me up. I'll do anything you say.
In regards to getting your music out there, it's totally useful. It's a very tedious task to continue promoting yourself and pushing yourself.
I think it's good to have a record label that if you have a record label that you can work with, that you both have the same interests and you actually do have a product that works well, then there's absolutely no problem with that. And if you put out records on your own and that's the way it works for you, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with that either.
Fan base wouldn't be what it is today without their promotion. So you know what?
Look, Dutch, there's just no point in arguing with me.
They both smoke pot. That's jive talk for marijuana.
Now that the album is completed, and now that you have the opportunity to look back on the recording process and all the time you spent making the album, what do you think were the best things that you brought out of that experience, and what could possibly be the worst?
Was mixing the album at the end. I really enjoyed that final process and that sense of completion, and sitting in a great studio with a great team of people, just finishing it off. I think the worst part about it, how long it took to do the record, maybe it was also because of band members coming and going.
The album artwork here on this CD is very interesting. It actually depicts each of you as criminals who have all been murdered in some very gruesome way. How does this tie in with the story that's being told?
It goes through each member of the band on a search for the culprit, and along the way we all end up meeting our demise at the hands of some very brutal individuals.
How is it that you came to involve Dave Rave Ogilvy?
Well, everything about this record was a natural progression. Rave has been kind of keeping his eye on us for a little while.
People had sort of mentioned that we should work with him before. It just sort of came up, and eventually we just sort of started talking about it. It just basically sort of naturally happened.
In the past, video has always been a very important medium for Let's Find Down. How do you plan on using video to accompany this latest release?
We're shooting the new video for X-Ray with Troy Sabotka. He's worked with us before on the She's Lost Control video.
I'm shooting a video right now, so that's a video.
We'll have some new visuals at our shows, playing the new music, and that's pretty much it. We're going to just continue to do what we always have, which is try to document and film as much as possible.
We're putting ourselves on television, on your screen.
What were the individual roles of each of the members during the recording process for Let's Find Down's new album, Caution?
Sang.
First one where we brought in Megan Engels to do a lot of the cello, strings. We got Colin Jans to do some live piano. We also brought in Kurt Moss to do the guitar engineering. Glenn Reilly did a bunch of engineering on the record as well for drums and guitars.
Jeremy did keyboards.
Usually I come up with a sketch, the general feel of a song, and start giving out demos to everybody. Once the idea's out there, everybody puts their piece in.
Matt did guitar.
Had a really great team execution happening on this one. Everybody performed their duties to a T. And Galen's performance was rock solid. The guitar sessions went great. By far, both Kane and Jeremy's best work ever, in my opinion.
And that was the job.
Explain to the good people at home what's going on here.
Alright, so basically, I've written my solo, and it's all MIDI'd up in the computer. So I'm sending the MIDI into my A6 Andromeda here, sending the signal into this room, to this beautiful Marshall stack, surrounded by foam, and it's being captured by a 57 on the amp, and if you look up and around, you'll see that we're in a large room, so we've got these microphones to capture the room and send it all back in and basically make these synths sound a lot more aggressive and guitar-like instead of just straight up synthesizers.
Right on. It's gonna sound epic, man.
It's gonna sound epic.
Man, we never even got the first base.
Is there anything that you guys would like to add that hasn't already been covered during this interrogation?
Click.
They'll be measuring you for a wooden overcoat.